In this lecture video, we studied about the types of tariff. The previous lecture video, we studied the definition of tariff, characteristics of tariff, objectives of the tariff, and then what are the factors affecting the tariff. Then only we can possible to study the types of tariff. Totally 7 types of the tariff is there. Now we have to detailedly studied all the types of tariff in this lecture video. First we know about the types of tariff. Okay, the first one is nothing but the simple tariff, flat rate tariff, block rate tariff, two-part tariff, maximum demand tariff, power factor tariff, three-part tariff. Totally 7 tariff. Now we can detailedly study the individual tariff. Okay, first tariff is the simple tariff. Okay, the simple tariff, first definition. What is the definition of simple tariff? That means when there is a fixed rate per unit of energy consumed is known as the simple tariff, or the another name is unit rate tariff. Okay, and then what is the advantages of a simple tariff? Okay, the simple tariff means the cost does not vary with the increase or decrease in number of units consumed. Okay, this is the advantages. Second one is the consumption of electrical energy at the consumer terminal is recorded by the means of energy meter. For example, in the domestic service, the energy meter is that the energy meter only is used to, that means what, measure the energy consumption by the domestic, similarly industrial, everything and all. So therefore, the consumption of electrical energy at the consumer terminal is recorded by the energy meter. Then the third advantage is it is the simplest of all the 7 tariffs and is easily understood by the consumers. That means what, how to, that means cost fixed by the supplier, that you can consumer easily understood. The next, disadvantages. The every consumer, that means has to pay equally for the fixed charges irrespective of load variation. For example, in the domestic service, for nowadays 100 units free. The more than 100 units means each unit they paid. So therefore, whether they are using some domestic services, they are using a washing machine, fridge, vacuum cleaner, some domestic services they didn't use, only tube light, water pumping, but the cost never reduced. Because every domestic services, every domestic service we can equally fix the tariff charges. This is the disadvantages. The another thing is cost per unit delivered is high. This is the another disadvantages. Then it does not, that means the simple tariff does not encourage the use of electricity. Then next type of the tariff is flat rate tariff. Okay, so first, what is the definition of a flat rate tariff? When different types of the consumers are charged at different uniform, that is the per unit rate, is called the flat rate tariff. Okay, so this is the definition of tariff. But in this type of the tariff, the consumers are grouped into different classes. That means each class of the consumer is charged at a different uniform rate only. That means the different classes of the consumers are made taking it. The different classes of consumers are made taking into the account their diversity and load factor. Based on the diversity and load factors of the consumer only, we can segregate the different classes of the consumers. What is the advantages and disadvantages of the flat rate tariff consumers? Means the flat rate tariff is, that means advantages is more benefit, because the different type of the consumer only is we never fix the tariff that means equally for all the consumers. So based on the type of the consumer only we fix the tariff. That's why is more benefit flat rate tariff. And then the flat rate tariff is quite simple in calculations, but the disadvantage is more, that is the flat rate tariff. That means the separate meter is required. That means for calculating energy consumption, that is for lighting load, power load. Okay, power load means mixie, grinder, water pump, ceiling fan, everything. Okay, so therefore separate meter is required for, that means lighting load, power load. This is the disadvantage, because the cost increases. The application of this type of the tariff is expensive and also complicated. A particular class of the consumer is charged at the same rate irrespective of the magnitude of the energy consumed. This is the another disadvantages of the flat rate tariff. Then the third type of the tariff is block rate tariff. Okay, first, what is the definition of a block rate tariff? When a given block of energy is charged at a specified rate, the succeeding blocks of the energy are charged at a progressively reduced rate. It is known as the block rate tariff. Okay. The energy consumption is divided into blocks, therefore the price per unit is fixed in each block. This is the way for fixing the block rate tariff for the consumers. Then the price per unit in the first block is the highest, and then the progressively reduced succeeding. That means the first block is for example 5 rupees per unit means, then next second block means the cost increases. That's why I am telling the price per unit in the first block is the highest. It is that means the price per unit is progressively reduced for the succeeding block of the energy. For example, first 30 units, okay, we have to charge it. Okay, how much? 60 paise per unit. Okay, the next 25 units, we can fix the price how much? 50 paise per unit. That is reduced. The remaining additional unit charged at 30 paise per unit. Okay, so therefore up to 30 units now all the 60 paise da. If for example that means 35 means 30 units the charge is 60 paise, the remaining 5 units the charge is 50 paise. This is the advantages of block rate tariff. Then now we studied about the advantages and disadvantages of block rate tariff. Advantages: the consumer gets an incentive to consume more electrical energy, and because first 30 unit one charge, next 25, so therefore this is the advantage. So therefore the consumer consumes more electrical energy. And then this type of the tariff is increases the load factor, because load factor is nothing but average load demand by maximum. So the load increases mean automatically, that means what, the load and then load factor directly proportional. So therefore the load factor increases, so therefore the generation cost, that means reduces. The disadvantages is, that means the block rate tariff lacks a measure of the consumer demand, and then these type of the tariff is being used for majority of that is the residential and small commercial. That is a small commercial load consumer and the residential, that means load domestic load consumers only, that we can use this block rate tariff. The fourth type of the tariff is nothing but the two-part tariff. The name itself is the two-part. That means when the rate of electrical energy is charged on the basis of maximum demand of the consumer, another one is the unit consumed. Okay, that is two part, that is called as a two part tariff. One part is maximum demand of the consumer, the another part is the unit consumed by the consumer. Okay, so therefore the two part tariff, that means the total charge is calculated from the consumer, that means is split into two common, one is fixed charges, another one is running charges. Okay, so the fixed charges is depends upon the maximum demand of the consumer, the running charges depend upon the number of units consumed by the consumer. The consumer is charged as a certain amount per kilowatt of maximum demand plus a certain amount per kilowatt hour energy consumed, because the maximum demand denoted, that means expressed in terms of kilowatt, the units consumed, that means is expressed in terms of kilowatt hour only. That's why the consumer charged amount per kilowatt of maximum demand and amount per kilowatt hour energy consumed. Then what is the how to calculate the total losses? That means total charges of the two part tariff and advantages disadvantages of the two part tariff. The total charge formula is equal to rupees B into kilowatt plus C into a kilowatt hour. The kilowatt is nothing but what? Maximum demand. Kilowatt hour is nothing but the energy consumed by the consumer. Okay, and then the B kilowatt, C kilowatt hour totally is called as the charge per kilowatt of, that means of maximum demand. C is the charge per kilowatt hour of energy consumed. The two part tariff is mostly applicable to industrial consumers only. Okay, because their maximum demand only more. So therefore the two part tariff, that means is applicable to industrial consumers. What is the advantages of a two-part tariff is you can easily understood by the consumer, and then it recovers the fixed charges which is depend upon the maximum demand of the consumer, and then it is independent of the unit consumed by the consumer only. This is the advantages. What is the disadvantages? Mean the consumer has to pay the fixed charges irrespective of energy consumed. Suppose the industrial consumer didn't use properly that power factor improvement devices, means the reactive power increases, so therefore they pay more charges to the supplier. So this is the disadvantages, and then there is always error in accessing the maximum demand of the consumer. Then the fifth type of the tariff is maximum demand tariff. The name itself is there. The definition, the maximum demand tariff, how different from that means a two-part tariff is the actually measured by the installing maximum demand meter in the premises of the consumer. This is the difference between the two-part tariff and the maximum demand tariff. And then what is the advantages of the maximum demand tariff? The maximum demand is accessed merely on the basis of rateable value only, and then these type of the tariff are applicable to big consumer only. Disadvantages, this is not suitable for small load consumed consumer, that is small consumer, and then the separate minimum demand meter is required for measuring the maximum demand, because this is what maximum demand tariff, we have to measure the maximum demand, so therefore separate meter is required for measuring the maximum demand. This is the disadvantages of maximum demand tariff. Then the sixth type of the tariff is the power factor tariff. Because the power factor is mainly depends upon the load only. So what is the definition of power factor tariff? Is nothing but the tariff in which the power factor of the consumer load is taken into consider is known as the power factor of the tariff. Suppose the power factor, that means low, means what happened, that means the losses increases, and then the rating of the station equipment also increases. That's why we have to maintain the power power factor with the help of the power factor correction equipment or power factor improvement devices. If a low power factor the consumer used means definitely the consumer having the low power factor must be penalized. Just before I told no, they have to pay amount to the supplier. It is electricity board. Some different types of the power factor that means usually in the power factor tariff. The first one is KVA. KVA is nothing but the apparent power. So KVA maximum demand tariff means it is the modified form of the two-part tariff. The fixed costs are based on the maximum demand in terms of KVA. But in the two-part tariff, the maximum demand is expressed in terms of kilowatt. But in the KVA maximum demand tariff, the maximum demand that means is expressed in terms of KVA. This is the difference between the fixed charges calculated by two-part tariff and KVA maximum demand tariff. A low power factor consumer has to contribute more towards the fixed charges. Then the next type is nothing but the sliding scale tariff. Okay, this is also known as the average power factor tariff. That means the average power factor is nothing but 0.8 power factor lagging. This is the reference power factor. Every consumer should be maintaining the 0.8 power factor lagging, not less than the 0.8 power factor lagging. Then only it is penalized for the consumer by the supplier. If the power factor of the consumer falls below this power factor 0.8 means suitable additional charges are made. I told no penalty. If the power factor is above the reference also, a discount is allowed to the consumer. This is the advantages of the power factor tariff. The next sub classification of the power factor tariff is kilowatt and kilowatt hour, that means reactive tariff, KVAR. Both, that means the active power is a kilowatt, the reactive power is kilovolt ampere reactive. So in a power now, the power consists of both active power and then reactive power. Okay, in the both power you can charge it separately. Okay, a consumer having low power factor will draw more reactive power, so therefore they pay more charges. I told no, the power factor they have to maintaining 0.8. If less than 0.8 means what? The power factor reduced, then the particular consumer consumes more reactive power, so therefore that means they paid more charges to the supplier. Then the last and then final, that is the seventh type of the tariff, three-part tariff. Okay, the name itself is there. Three-part tariff is nothing but when the total charge to be made from the consumer is split into three parts. One is fixed charge, semi-fixed charge and then running charge. The two-part tariff we only consider fixed charge and running charge only, but the three-part tariff we can consider the semi-fixed charge also. So therefore three-part, that's why this is called as the three-part tariff. How to calculate the total charge for the three-part tariff? Rupees A plus B kilowatt plus C kilowatt hour, where A is nothing but the fixed charge made during each billing period. The B is nothing but the charge per kilowatt of maximum demand. The C is nothing but the charge per kilowatt hour of energy consumed by the consumer. So this is the formula for calculating the total charge by using three-part tariff. Okay, and then in the three-part tariff, that means the principal objection of this type of the tariff, that is nothing but the charges are split into three components, that is fixed charge component, semi-fixed charge component, running charge component. So therefore this type of the tariff that is generally applicable to big consumers. Dear students, I hope that in this lecture video you clearly understood the different types of the tariff. That is the seven tariff. All the topic comes under tariff. In the tariff means you should know the introduction to tariff, definition of tariff, characteristics of the tariff, objectives of the tariff, what are the factors affecting the tariff, and then what are the types of tariff, how the tariff is fixed, and then each and every type of the tariff, what are the definition, what are the advantages, what are the disadvantages, how to calculate the total charges. Thank you student for watching this video.